Welcome back to Animal House Calls. The Pug-a-Lug Club rescues pugs, but some dogs are harder to find homes for than others, particularly those with special needs. Here to tell us all about something called the Pug Abode and how you can help them out over the holidays is Blanche Axton. Nice to see you. The Pug-a-Lug Pug Rescue, and this is the Pug Abode Hospice. What does that mean?
We, fortunately, not frequently, but occasionally get dogs that are going to be hard to adopt, either because of their age or because of their health issues. And so we set up a program where dogs that had a less likely chance of being adopted could continue to be cared for.
Tell me about the dog that is in your arms right now.
Well, this guy, Basil, is not actually a hospice pug.
He's your beloved.
He's actually in foster care with me.
Okay.
He's 7 years old, and he was surrendered to Toronto Animal Services.
Oh, boy.
And they turned him over to the rescue.
So it's wonderful that they did that. So they see the need and they call you and you're right there.
They also know that in a shelter system, an older dog has a less likely chance of being adopted.
Are you becoming attached to Basil?
I'm attached to them all.
Yeah, I bet you are.
And I say to my foster parents, if you don't cry when they leave, you're not doing it right.
Does Basil need a home?
Basil does need a home. He's not yet up for adoption. Okay. Basil still is working on the whole concept of peeing outside.
Okay.
But we're getting there.
And slowly but surely, but it will happen.
It will happen. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah, and so people can keep checking the website to see when he's ready.
We have a website, and it lists all the dogs that are currently up for adoption, as well as who's in foster care, and you can follow their progress.
And we want to find out who's in the hospice, the Pug Abode. So here we go. This is
Mabel.
A remarkable story. Look at Mabel, and look how Mabel moves around. Would you actually mind just showing us a little more?
Mabel is 10 and a half. And
we haven't quite seen yet what Mabel does. So here we go. If you go back, there we go. Mabel has a walking cart. Yeah. Mabel is 10 and a half. What happened to Mabel?
She has something called wobbler syndrome, which you generally see in bigger dogs, and is kind of a generic term for a variety of spinal problems. And so she's lost most of mobility in her back end.
How long has she been in a cart?
2 years.
And she seems pretty happy. She's been here for about an hour before the show. Yeah. She seems thrilled. And when other dogs come along, she runs. Those front legs are in great shape.
She's a pistol.
Yeah.
But because of her back end disability, she cannot control bowel or bladder. Yeah. So she needs to have her bladder expressed manually.
Is that difficult to do?
It's not difficult to do, but if it's not done correctly, the chances of her developing serious urinary tract infections is high.
How did she end up in the Pug Abode? Obviously, she's got some needs, but how did she end up without her family?
Her family was transferred to England and decided that it was probably not likely that she would survive the cargo trip from Canada to the UK. And there's no guarantee that once she arrived at the airport that the veterinarians there would approve her to come in the country.
Tough decision, but sure sounds like the right decision.
And they looked long and hard to find a hospice program, and lots of owners would have just euthanized her. But they did find this program.
And that's you.
And that's us.
That's the Pug Abode, Pug-a-Lug Pug Rescue. Now, what if no one calls you or emails you to say, I'd like to think about adopting her? What will her life be?
She will live out the remainder of her life with her foster mother, Sigrid.
You need support financially.
We absolutely do.
Okay.
Veterinary costs, our vets are great, and they give us discounts wherever they can. But we just had a little girl come in a couple of weeks ago with pyometra, which is a uterine infection, an emergency spay, $3,700.
Wow. Let's bring in the next dog with a beautiful story as well. Just hang in there with Mabel, if that's okay with you. Thank you.
This is
now,
Nico.
Walking slowly.
And Nico's blind. Nico has diabetes and lost his sight as a result of the diabetes. And
do you want to pick Nico up? There we go. And maybe there we go. So we'll get a nice shot of. And is it Nico or Miko?
Nico.
Nico.
Nikko.
Nico's a
and a lot of
guy.
people, I think, are afraid to adopt a diabetic dog.
Or a blind dog.
Or a blind dog. Yeah. But the needles make people really oogie.
Yeah. But if you have diabetes or something that requires a daily shot for you, it would be probably a nice, simple transfer to your animal. What are the challenges with a blind dog?
They're not as many as people think. 2 of my 3 pugs are blind. And once they know where they are, and they learn quickly. Both my blind dogs learned my house in 24 hours.
Wow. You know what?
They learned my backyard in 48.
Pug-a-Lug Pug Rescue does a marvelous job. The Pug Abode, here's one way you can help support them. Go online, go to their website. They have a fabulous calendar. And you've got something called Pug-and-Tine around Valentine's Day.
Yep.
More details on the website. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this edition of Animal House Call. See you next week.